Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and AMD has released, or Micro Center has released the Ryzen 5 5600X3D. Now, this is actually a really interesting chip, and it's not being released everywhere, only in Micro Center. So if you're outside the United States or not near a Micro Center, you're going to have a hard time getting your hands on this, which is disappointing. But the plus side is that AMD actually decided to release this, which I think is a really good thing. I'd rather have AMD release a product like this in a low volume that is just going to be, getting that silicon off the shelves and into somebody's hands and being used, rather than being thrown into a wasteland, a landfill, and never being used and just being, e-waste. I think that this is a much better idea to go about doing it than just throwing it in a landfill. So I do appreciate that. But if you are not in the areas, it is disappointing, right? And that is just one thing to keep in mind. But I'm going to head over here and just show you the Micro Center page, right? It's $230, and you have to go. I'm not near a Micro Center, or I can drive to one. It's not a horrible drive. It's 2 to 3 hours, someplace in there, one way. But maybe I do. I was thinking, this might be a cool little project. Get a motherboard. They have a motherboard bundled as well. You can do to save another 20 bucks. But get a motherboard, build like a little system, a little gaming Linux system. Nothing super powerful, just something to test more Linux stuff on, and do that. I was thinking about that, but we'll see if I head down there and get it. But this is just what they have, and then they save $20 off and bundled, so you get to select your motherboard as well. So they have certain motherboards here that you can choose from, and so it's got a nice little selection. I think that this would be a great CPU paired up with a B550 motherboard. I mean, I'm sure it works with other ones, but if you're going to buy this straight out, B550 would probably be the best bet there. And you can select all this stuff, but it's pretty cool that they have items like this that you can be able to do here at Micro Center to be able to buy this. But going back to the page here, there we go. They have this is 6 cores, 12 threads, right? You have 96 megs of L3 cache. It's your stacked die, and 6 core. So I'm guessing these are just down sampled 5800 X3Ds. Here's the supported compatibility list for your motherboards. And what else we got in here? It's a operating frequency of 3.3 gigahertz and 4.4, and then it's DDR4. So it's pretty good as well on that front. This can be a great little update for you if you're on AM4 or not. But one thing I wanted to point out here is I was looking at AMD's site, right? This is the 5800 is 3.4 base, 4.5, so you're a little bit down from that. And then the 5600 is a 4.6 and a 3.7, so you're also underneath that. But looking at some of the reviews over the last day or so, I was pretty impressed with the performance that it did have. Now, if you're doing, a whole bunch of production work, this is probably not the processor for it. But if you're on the AM4 platform, if you're looking to get a little bit extra boost, some more life out of your processor, or I should say out of your computer, this is actually a really great option. They also have the 5800 X3D, which is a good option, I think, as well. I think those two processors will be the life of the platform basically going forward. As long as that there is stock someplace of one of these X3Ds, there's going to be room for that to be supported, and somebody's going to be using it probably for gaming until they become so obsolete, because they do game really well with that X3D stacked in a lot of games. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and it's quite impressive what they're capable of, especially where they're at now. So if you're near a Micro Center, you're looking at, even a new build, and you're in a budget, DDR4 is still slightly cheaper than DDR5. You can, some of these older motherboards, they've been out longer. You could maybe you can get one a little bit cheaper in some areas, especially with AM5 still being a little bit higher, and unless you want to go Intel, and Intel does have a lot of options because that this generation, the 12th and 13th gen, have been out for a while, so you get some um, opportunities there to, get some cheaper motherboards there as well, and you get DDR4 in there. So that would be your other comparison if you were going to buy new. But especially if you have used, or if you picked up some used parts someplace, this on the AM4 I think is a great option. I think that if you are not looking to upgrade the whole system, trying to save a little bit of money, and you need 6 cores, and you want and you game a lot, and you want that little boost in performance close to a Micro Center, here you go. Now, Micro Center is the only one releasing this, so you have that aspect of it. But AMD says that they're going to be warranting it, they're going to be supporting it, and that means that you'll have a product that actually works, right? And you'll have that company support, so you shouldn't have to worry about that aspect of it. One thing I do wonder is, let's say they have too many RMAs. I don't suspect that happening, but what do they do with that? I'm guessing that they'll figure it out when that time comes. That was just the only thing, because it's not being mass produced. I'm guessing as you still manufacture the 5800s, you might still have some of these 5600s come out of that. And I don't know if they stopped manufacturing the 5800 X3Ds or not. I don't follow that closely. You figure they have some leeway and some overlap, especially since they're on different nodes. But yeah, it was impressive gaming for 6 core. I almost think that they should do like a 7600 X3D just to make it interesting. They already have that 7900 X3D that's weird, and then the 7950 X3D that's also weird, and those prices are dropping because of its hindrance in performance of kind of how it works. It's not perfect, and that's what they kind of got to iron out there. But yeah, this is really interesting product. I think that if you're going to have it, I've already said this, go out and buy it, right? This is not something, as long as you got the money and everything else, go out and buy it. Let me know what your thoughts are though on this. Let me know if you are getting one, how it does perform with your test. I was just going off of the reviews out there because I don't have one to test. So I like to know what you're seeing in your performance, and how you're enjoying it. So that would be one thing I'd like some feedback on, because I don't have one to actually test to see my own numbers. But it's a pretty interesting product, and I'm glad that AMD did this rather than throwing it in a landfill. So yeah, I actually think that AMD actually did a pretty good product in this one. The price isn't horrible. I think it slots in kind of where it expected. And since it's a short run, the Micro Center said that, what is it, 3 to 6 months? It's been reported that they expect these to last. So it's not like it's just gonna be here forever. It's gonna be here for quite a short period of time. And with how well it performed on some of these review sites, does that stay closer to the 3-month range than the 6-month range, which means they're gonna be gone a little bit faster. So just some things to think about, and I do appreciate you all watching, subscribing, liking the videos. The support is just outstanding, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. And until next time, God bless.